So happiness 8 ways to model high self-esteem. 1. Model love. Show your child through your words and deeds that he or she is loved and that he or she is loved. Set the example for your child. Love yourself unconditionally. The operative word is unconditionally. When you do or say something that does not live up to your own or other people's expectation, demonstrate to your child how to flip the script. For example, you did not finish a project on time and your boss was harshly reprimanding you. You could share the story with your child about how you choose to look at the reprimanding as a learning experience rather than internalizing feelings that you are a failure. You could share how you choose not to allow your boss's harsh words to affect you because you know that anything someone else says or does is never personal to you. Your boss was more than likely reacting out of fear because his or her boss was putting pressure on him or her. You might also share the fact that you learned another valuable lesson. After contemplating why you did not finish the project on time, you may have concluded it was because you feared that it was not going to be good enough, possibly because this project was not in your area of expertise. Then you might share how you moved forward from this circumstance, because you know that, at that given point in time, you did your best. If you could have done better, you would have. Tell your child that it is okay to be human and to make mistakes, and it is okay to learn the lesson and move on. Take a cue from Thomas Edison, who said that failure is only feedback or a lesson to be learned. They need to know that there is nothing they can do that will make you stop loving them. They need to know that love is not something to be earned, but that it is something to be given, allowed, and accepted. 2. Model grace. Model to your child how to accept and manage personal failure and the failure of other people gracefully. Help them to understand fully that all you expect from them is that they do their best, and that their best is always good enough. If they could have done better, then they would have done better at that given moment in time. Praise their effort and the process they may have used. Praise their willingness to try. Praise their perseverance, how they strategize, etc. When children start to put themselves down, show them how to flip the script and remind them of all the things they can do. Better yet, ask them to express some of the good qualities they see within themselves and how they can use those qualities to help them solve problems. If they have an inner critic rambling on in their heads, giving them disempowering messages, tell them that they do not have to believe or listen to the inner critic chatter. Encourage them to be their own best friend and to speak to themselves like they would to their best friend. 3. Model acceptance. Assure them that you accept them, even when they are not at their optimal best. Remind them that the only opinion that matters is the opinion they have of themselves. There is never a need to compare themselves to anyone. Encourage them to embrace their uniqueness. There is, quite literally, no one else on the planet like them or you. 4. Model empowered language. Be acutely aware of the words and the tone you use when speaking to your children. It is important to recognize the effort your children make, as opposed to the result or whether the goal is achieved. Make sure your praise is genuine. Focus on what you want for your children, and not what you do not want. 5. Model empowered listening. First, give your children your full attention. Give them the freedom to express their emotions and feelings without fear of judgment or criticism. Children need to feel empowered by knowing that they have what it takes to solve problems and that you will listen to them without trying to fix it or the situation. Then, after listening acutely, practice the art of asking open-ended questions which help direct their thinking towards solving their own challenges. End by asking, what other resources can you think of to help you with this challenge? 6. Model present moment. Living the past is the past and does not exist except as a memory. Encourage your children to live in the moment. In reality, all the past hurts or mistakes do not exist. The only thing worth bringing into the present are the lessons and/or wisdom garnered from the past. The same goes for the future. All the planning and dreaming, or fearing, about the future is done in the present. When you model present moment living to your children, it teaches them to be fully aware and conscious of everything happening in the moment. They do not have to carry the burdens of the past or fears about the future with them. 7. Model self-valuation. It is important to model and consciously teach your children that their value and worth are predicated on how they view themselves, not on what other people think of them, which includes you, the parent. Teach them at an early age that the opinions of others are none of their business. It is just their opinions, views, or judgments formed about something that is not necessarily based on fact or knowledge. Their opinions are formed from their own, unique biases, filters, and prejudices. Teach them that every time they allow someone else to upset them, what they really are doing, in that moment, is handing over their power and control. They are saying that what someone else says or thinks of them is more important than what they think of themselves. 8. Gratitude. When you are personally focusing your energy on all the good things in your life, you are taking yourself out of the ego state, which ties your happiness to the circumstance in your life, rather than the intrinsic value of life itself, and into a happy, joy-filled state of mind. This then seeds your child's subconscious mind to do the same. Acorn. Model the 5 A's: acceptance, attention, affection, allowing, and appreciation. When you model to children and yourself these attributes, the harvested fruit will be love and happiness.